Hi, everyone. It's opening weekend at Los Alamitos Racecourse. This is the meet that is sandwiched in between Del Mar Fall and the December 26th opener at Santa Anita Winter. And this 2-week meet, Friday through Sunday, opening week, scheduled Thursday through Sunday next week. It's a 2-week, 7-day racing day meet. And the only remaining grade one at Los Alamitos is the subject of today's segment. It's the $300,000 Starlet for 2-year-old fillies. And the 2-year-old filly division in California, it seems like they just take turns. It's difficult for these fillies, for whatever reason, to rise to the top of the leaderboard and then stay there. We saw Ain't Easy. She won the Chandelier Stakes in fall at Santa Anita, and she was headed toward the Breeders' Cup, but had an ankle chip, so she was out. Elm Drive won the Sorrento in summer at Del Mar. She went off form. By the way, Ain't Easy begins tack walking next week for trainer Phil D'Amato, and Elm Drive returns to the D'Amato stable in the next couple of weeks. And both those fillies are expected to have a late winter, early spring campaign, and we'll find out how good they are. Talking about Ain't Easy and Elm Drive. Grace Adler, she won the Del Mar Debutante this summer in an absolute romp. We're going to take a look at that race in a little bit. And then she completely misfired in the Chandelier. We'll talk a little bit about her. So the field for the Starlet, a field of 6, and as usual with stakes races for 2-year-olds in California, it goes through trainer Bob Baffert. Baffert entered 3 of the 6 runners: Grace Adler, Ida, and also Benedict Canyon. So Baffert has the deepest stable of 2-year-olds in California. He has won the Starlet the last 4 years. Chances are he's going to win it again. And if he does, he'll tie Wayne Lucas as the winningest Starlet trainer in history. Lucas won this race 8 times when it was run at Hollywood Park. Baffert has won it 7 times, including the last 4 at Los Alamitos with Dream Tree, Chasing Yesterday, Bast, and Varda. Okay, there's a look at the field, and I am very curious at how the wagering is going to unfold. Early this week, I was prepared to make the statement that Ida was an odds-on favorite and she's going to take the lead and be long gone. I've changed my tune a little bit since then for a couple of reasons. First of all, Ida has never gone long, and some of the others in this field have run long. So Ida is a sprinter trying to stretch her speed. Secondly, trainer Bob Baffert is extremely bullish on how Grace Adler has trained coming into the Starlet. And finally, Flavien Prat, who has ridden Ida to successive stakes wins in sprints. He also rode Grace Adler in the Del Mar Debutante, but also when she bombed in the Chandelier. And he is on Grace Adler. I thought that was a very significant move for Pratt to take the filly coming off a disastrous debacle in the Chandelier over a filly who could control the speed. Okay, there are only 2 throwouts in this race, in my opinion, and I'm probably premature to dismiss either number 1 Tonitos or number 3 Benedict Canyon. Tonitos has started only twice. She finished a distant second last time behind Ida. She's by blame. She should improve running long, but she gives away a whole lot of seasoning. I'm not sure how good she is anyway. Benedict Canyon is the least regarded of the Baffert trio, but all you have to do is go back to last year when Baffert had Princess Noor as the odds-on favorite in the Starlet, and he won the race with Varda at $37.80. So it could be premature to dismiss a Baffert trainee, but the reason Benedict Canyon is in the Starlet is because there are no one other than route races for 2-year-old fillies in California. So Baffert wants to find out if she can run long, and this is the spot to do it. She is sired by Midnight Loot, and we're going to find out how good she is. So far, she's not good enough. Her career high buyer speed figure is 61. So I'm going to throw out number 1 Tonitos and number 3 Benedict Canyon, and let's talk briefly about the 4 remaining contenders, starting with Desert Dawn. Desert Dawn, in her career debut, she finished an okay 3rd, and then she put it all together in the second start of her career when trainer Phil D'Amato stretched her out to 2 turns. Let's take a look at the stretch run of the maiden win, August 26th at Del Mar. And that's Desert Dawn outside censorship, and Desert Dawn takes the lead in the stretch, and she pulls away to win by more than 4 lengths. A very impressive win by a lightly raced daughter of first crop sire Cupid. Very impressive win. This win suggested that maybe Desert Dawn was a force to be reckoned with in some of the major stakes races this fall. But she came back in the Chandelier and she finished third by more than 10 lengths over a track that was extremely speed favoring. That race was won by Ain't Easy. Ain't Easy was up on the front end, and Desert Dawn, who rallies from behind, she could not overcome the bias, and she finished third by 10. Off that race, D'Amato decided to take a shot in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and why not? We knew that Desert Dawn, or he knew Desert Dawn could run long, but in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, Desert Dawn did not have a good trip. It wasn't a bad trip, but it was not a good trip. She was down inside. She was 4th or 5th on the rail. You can see watching the tape. And when you get a chance, go back and take a look and judge for yourself. Desert Dawn was uncomfortable every step of the way. She was down inside. She was keen. She was not relaxed. And at the 3/8 pole, she said, enough with that. I'm done. And she backed up and she finished last. Desert Dawn came out of the Breeders' Cup in good order, and D'Amato is going to give her another shot. This time she's drawn outside. She was down inside in the Breeders' Cup. She's drawn outside. Mike Smith is her new rider. She's going to lose ground, but she will be in the clear. And I would expect Desert Dawn to run probably closer to her maiden win than her most recent start in the Breeders' Cup. She has an upset chance, Desert Dawn. She's my 4th preference. Third preference is a filly who's never started on grass, and she is Cairo Memories. Cairo Memories won her career debut at a mile on turf. She came back with a dazzling stakes win on grass, and then last time out, things did not break her way in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf. She was probably overmatched anyway, but she did not have a good trip. She kind of walked out of the gate or broke slowly, got shuffled back, lost position, raced wide, and did not have a chance. Is she good enough? That's the question regarding Cairo Memories, notwithstanding the surface situation. The question is Cairo Memories good enough? Well, let's take a look at her stakes win, second time out in the Surfer Girl, and you be the judge. Does this look like a good filly to you? Cairo Memories, off a modest maiden win, takes the lead in the stretch, and she ran away from the field. She opened up by 4. She coasted home by 2. A very impressive win by Cairo Memories. They took a shot in the Breeders' Cup. She actually went to post at 8-1, which I thought was a severe underlay, and she ran better than her 9th place finish suggests. She did not break well. She got shuffled back. She was wide. She was wide into the lane, and she only lost by less than 3 lengths. Now, out of that race, trainer Bob Hess sent her to a layup facility for some hyperbaric treatment, and Hess was raving about how well Cairo Memories was doing physically going into the Breeders' Cup. He said this week that Cairo Memories, after the hyperbaric treatments, is doing even better now. She has put on weight. Her coat is in great color. He calls her eye more vibrant, and he expects Cairo Memories to run very well if she can handle the switch to the main track. And that's the big if. We know that Cairo Memories can run long, but can she handle the main track? Hess admitted, or acknowledged, I should say, that her action and her physique both lend itself to perhaps a turf specialist filly, but jockey Ken Desormeaux, the regular rider for Cairo Memories, is adamant that Cairo Memories can be as effective on dirt as she is on turf. And as far as Desormeaux goes recently, well, the guy's on fire. And if he says something, at least you want to consider what he said. Desormeaux, by the way, has won with 10 of his last 25 mounts, including a pair of graded stakes races, closing weekend at Del Mar. He'll be back aboard Cairo Memories on Saturday. And I guess if you're looking for an upset, she is the right one. Okay, the filly who I thought was going to be the heavy favorite, and I'm not so sure she even will be now, is Ida. And she's the speed of the field. And she's also the only 2-time stakes winner in the field. And she also has the best speed figures in the field. She has earned a buyer speed figure of more than 80 in 3 of her last 4 starts. And she's the only Starlet entrant who has topped 80 on the buyer speed figure scale. Let's take a look at her most recent start. It was in the Desi Arnaz Stakes at Del Mar, and she did not have much behind her. She was 1-5 Ida was, and she cruised. She opened up and she ran away from the field. She earned another 80 plus Beyer speed figure. And this was a good win over a soft field, back-to-back wins as the 1-5 favorite for Ida. And the question is, can she carry her speed 2 turns? She's likely to make the lead. But again, I thought it was very revealing that Flavien Prat went to Grace Adler instead of Ida. Nothing wrong with Juan Hernandez. Hernandez he's the best new addition to the Southern California jockey colony, at least until Johnny Velasquez starts riding at Santa Anita on December 26th. But Juan Hernandez takes over on Ida. If she makes the lead and she relaxes out front and she slows it down and can still kick, she could be long gone. She looks like the controlling speed, and I certainly respect her. I was going to say I went out on a limb, but it's not really much of a limb because I like Grace Adler in this spot for a couple reasons. First of all, when she won the Del Mar Debutante this summer, she looked like she could be any type of filly. I was against her in the Chandelier for a variety of reasons. And in hindsight, I'm really not sure that was a proper opinion. She misfired. She did not like the track at Santa Anita this fall. I'm talking about Grace Adler. The track was deep. It was slow. It was tough to get through. And she did not train that well going into the Chandelier. And she also may have regressed, i.e. bounced, off of her dazzling win in the Del Mar Debutante. Let's take a look at that race right now. The Debutante unfolded perfectly for Grace Adler. They went smoking early. Grace Adler sat back off the hot pace. She looped the field and she won going away by more than 11 lengths. Surprisingly, the speed figure came back a little bit on the light side. It was only a 74 Beyer speed figure. She did earn a much higher number on Thorograph, and she bounced in the Chandelier. Maybe she bounced, maybe she didn't not like the racetrack, but at any rate, her 5th place finish as the odds-on favorite in the Chandelier knocked her out of contention for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly. So Baffert said, I'm not going to go down there and run against Echo Zulu and Juju's Map with a filly who's not at the top of her game. So he continued to train Grace Adler, hoping that she would come back around. And during the month of November, she has done just that. Grace Adler is training well for her second try around 2 turns in the Starlet. Flavien Prat sticks with Grace Adler despite her 5th place finish last time out. And if she can run long, she's by Curlin. Why shouldn't she? And if she reproduces her sprint win in the Del Mar Debutante, I don't see any reason why Grace Adler cannot wear down Ida in the stretch. It looks like it's all Baffert in the Starlet. I take Grace Adler over likely pace setter Ida to win the Grade 1 Starlet. It's race 8 on Saturday at Los Alamitos.